In the Overstreet and Healy paper, they were determined to figure out if serial position affects semantic memory while controlling for familiarity across positions. They conducted 2 experiments in order to do so. In the Overstreet and Healy paper, participants in Experiment 1 contained 27 undergrad students. 1 was a former student and 1 was a graduate student from CU. Students were divided into the 2 knowledge groups on the basis of their responses to the follow-up questionnaire. Each student's results were recorded by an experimenter who then gave the students a follow-up questionnaire. A mixed factorial design was used, with the between subjects factors of knowledge and the within subjects factor of serial position. Participants' knowledge of the CU fight song and serial position were thus the independent variables, and the percentage of correctly placed lines was the dependent variable examined. In Experiment 2, participants contained 57 undergrad students from CU. All of the participants were enrolled in an introductory psychology course and received partial credit for their participation. All 57 students had knowledge of the CU fight song prior to participating in the study, as indicated by their responses in the follow-up questionnaire. An additional 32 students had the song completely memorized prior to participating in the experiment and thus were not included in the analysis. The design included within subject factors of tasks like item versus order and serial position. Overall, Experiment 1 resulted in significant interaction between knowledge and serial position in order to reconstruct. As was predicted, students with knowledge of the song performed significantly better than those without any knowledge of the song. Students with knowledge of the song demonstrated primacy and recency effects, performing best on the first and final lines. Serial position did not have a significant effect for the control group of students with no knowledge of the song. The results from Experiment 1 suggest that serial position effects did not result from familiarity or differences in exposure. In the paper written by Mailer revolving around serial position effects in semantic memory, her experiment consisted of 54 participants. 27 of those participants were churchgoers, 27 were non-churchgoers. Participants were given a list of 18 hymns, each 6 verses long. The hymns were chosen from their familiarity to ensure that participants had prior exposure and knowledge. The participants were presented with the 6 verses of a hymn in a random order. Their take was to place the verses in the correct serial order. This procedure was repeated for each of the 18 hymns. For churchgoers, the error gradient was clearly steeper than chance, with significantly more errors adjacent to the correct position, and significantly fewer errors at separations. In contrast, the overall error gradient for non-churchgoers was